Hello, good morning, today's Tuesday. I guess it doesn't really matter because I don't know when I'm posting this vlog. But it's a rainy Tuesday today. And as you can tell, behind me is a little bit weird maybe. I don't know, maybe you can't tell because I don't really like show my whole office that much. I don't know, so we're in the spare room at our apartment, which has become kind of like my makeshift secondary office. And I think I might talk about this in the last video when I talked about my machine and gave my machine and how I couldn't set it up yet because we have some ceiling leaks that had to be resolved. And so supposedly they came and resolved those yesterday. I don't know, I think we had a long talk with them about it all, but I'm waiting for them to fix it for the last 2 weeks so then I can finally like set everything up and like do all of this stuff to like finally set up my cutter because everything's in here and it's on like the main wall, this main wall, which is our back wall, which is where I had my desk and my computer, which is why I'm literally in the middle of the room right now with my computer and my silhouettes because I had to keep moving them. It's honestly been a little bit frustrating because and like I'm all for like, I know things take time, I know we're not probably the top priority of things, I get that completely fine, but like I also run my business out of here like part of the time and part of our other office, and it's just like been hard because I've had to move my computer and like silhouettes away from the wall like 3 or 4 times because they say they're gonna come and then they don't come, or they're just like radio silent on what's happening with it. And so it's like I haven't been able to work my normal work hours. I've had to like work in the evenings. We've had to like move everything away for the daytime because they're supposed to come and then they don't come, and then I have to move everything back at night to like cut everything after work for hours and then move it all again in the morning because they're like, okay, well they're coming tomorrow, and then they don't come, and it's just like I feel like I've had to keep moving things back, or they'll just come and look at it. They're supposed to come fix it, but then they're like, come and look at it, like, okay, yep, we're gonna have to do this. I'm like, okay, are we doing that today? And they're like, what, to come back on Monday for that? I'm like like I have to keep moving it all the time, so it's been a little bit frustrating and stressful. So I've gotten a little bit behind on orders because of that. Well, excuse me. So now supposedly the fix is fully done, so they're not coming back, is from what I've gathered. So that means today I'm going to start moving everything back into a place here. I guess the strange blessing in disguise is that this is kind of like giving me an opportunity to like redo this room a little bit and reorganize how I want to do the layout, which is what this vlog is going to be about. We're going to kind of set it up and like see how I'm going to like remove this room around, because I do have that new huge Graph Tech machine, and I mean huge. It's definitely the biggest machine I own by far, and it's very, very large, so it needs a lot of space. And I think the last time I talked to you guys, my plan was to take my desk from on the other side of the room and put a like plywood sheet on it, and then excuse me, and then move it over to here, and that was going to be the desktop for it. But I was worried that the plywood from that, even if we got a thick one, that it would start bowing because the legs would be on the sides that don't have any other support. It'd be the legs would essentially be hanging off the sides, but like on the like overhang of the wood sheet. And I was just a little concerned about that because it's an expensive machine, and it's gonna, I would think, like if it's like the silhouettes, they kind of move a little bit, like they vibrate a little because it's like moving so much from the machine. This one may not vibrate at all, but I was just worried that like it was gonna bow and like sag the wood, and like it would damage the machine, or like I wouldn't get proper cuts because maybe the machine would be a little bit off because it's not on a completely flat surface potentially. So, and then I was looking at it too, and the cost of wood is so much these days that like it really would have saved me that much money to get a wood sheet as big as I need it to be. And then I think I was looking at ones and they didn't even really make them that were like wide enough or long enough to fit the whole thing. So I'm like, this is probably not gonna work. The good news is, really good news, is that in our spare closet in here where we keep all of our like hosting a holiday stuff and everything like that, and all my overstock of like candle supplies and like wax melt stuff and clothes and heat presses for shirts, like in my graveyard of hobbies and stuff for work. I hope this is focusing. The light is really dark today because it's raining out, and so I hope that it's not too grainy. This camera does not do well in low light, I will say that, but I don't know, so hopefully. The good news is that in there we have our old dining table from when we first moved in here. We got a new dining table since then, and this one we've held on to for holidays because we have large holiday gatherings, large for us for like a small apartment, for both of our families. So it usually ends up being like 12, 13 people, and we don't have room for that even with the like leaves in our new table. It gets big, but not like big enough for 12 people. So we always just kept that table because we already had it, and we're like, we don't have to buy a folding table then. We'll just keep that table. It looks really nice when we put it out for like to extend the rest of the table. It keeps it all like wood, which looks pretty for like my themes I do for like the tablescape stuff. So we've always kept it. And it's a nice table too, so we kept it. Turns out the size and dimension are perfect to fit that graph tech cutting machine. It's exactly like the width I need. It's like the exact length I need. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna just use that. It's free. That's the best part. The only thing is just like, it messes with my aesthetic in here, and I know that's so like probably dumb, and like it's not a big deal and it's not worth spending more money on it, but it's just like a really dark wood, which is why we got a new table anyways, because the space was smaller than our last space. And the last space, it was fine because like we had such huge space and huge ceilings. It didn't matter if we had a dark table. We had so much space, but in here it's a little bit smaller, so like the dark table makes everything really dark and looks crowded out in our like dining nook area of our living room kitchen apartment combo. So we did get the lighter wood table, and it was like a super good deal from Cost Plus. I love that table, and I love that has like leaves in it, so we can like expand one day, you know, like later on if we could take it to the house when we're able to buy a house. And that was just kind of my goal, was just to have a table that would last a really long time, that like would be able to transition through the different styles, and like that is a little bit more my style. But anyways, I digress. We have that, so it's a dark wood is my only kind of like, I try to keep everything a little bit lighter in here because it is such a small room and I have so much stuff in here. I'm trying to keep it a little bit lighter and more like open and minimalist in here where I can, because it just, I feel mentally like better and happier. So it's gonna work though for this space. We're gonna put that along this wall here, was kind of my plan, to put the graph tech cutting machine. And then I was going to put along this wall here, because we have this wall here, which is our main big wall. When you walk in, this is the wall you see. Over here we have like a little tiny wall before our sliding door takes up the rest of the wall that goes out to our balcony. So yeah, we have this little section over here. I've been putting this desk that I'm on right now, I'll show you here, this desk that I'm on now, as well as my like cutting tower machines, I have been putting, see, over here along this wall. But as you can see, it's like a small wall. There's our sliding door, and we have like a spin bike, which we might need to get rid of, honestly, at this point. We don't use it that often, but we got it at such a good deal at Walmart like years ago that I'm like, I don't want to give it up, because sometimes I do like to ride it. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna put this desk here and the towers here. I've been doing that the last couple nights when I've had to cut in the evenings and don't want to move things too far around, and it's been really nice because I've been loving getting like the natural light. I can look out onto the patio and it's just like nice. So this is the back wall, which I'm gonna put, I think, the graph tech against here with that other table. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because now I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe the graph tech should just go here because it'll be tucked away, and then I could put the like silhouettes and everything here. I'm not sure yet exactly, no, but this place is an absolute chaos right now in disarray, because we have like our patio furniture here, which is probably gonna have to go outside now. We've been keeping it in here because it's like a cute little couch and it matches really well in here. But and just to keep it like nice, and like our little table as well, because it gets so spidery outside, and like we get a lot of dust from like the freeway, and so I just was trying to keep it nice. But we'll probably just keep the cushions inside and put that outside out there. Although now that we're gonna take the table out of the closet, I might actually have room to put this in there. Probably not, but I just try and keep it nice. Obviously I'll take off like the blanket and stuff, because that was gonna be, this was like makeshift purpose to keep it inside while we didn't have guests staying here. Then if we had guests staying here, then we would just like put it outside and put it on an air mattress, and then have like the little blanket, and these are the pillows for the guest bed. But now we're not really gonna have that option in here because I have to bring in that big cutter. So I kind of love this like move of having a desk in the middle of the room though, I will say. Like I love that. It feels like a power move and I love it. I've always wanted to like be like my own boss and have like a table, like a desk in the center of the room with like a big computer. That was like my dream since I was like a kid, teenager time. And I can never have it because I always am like, I have to have my Silhouette tower connected to it, which has to be back there. Like it's always ended up being like a different type of work that I do. So that's really funny to me, but got a little plant down here too. So then this is my other desk, right? So this was what I was gonna say, like what I wanna do with this. I was going to take this back to my office, at the other office, because that's where all my desks came from originally before I moved my cutting home. And I'm gonna take this desk back over there, I think, because it doesn't fit the cutter. It's not wide enough for the Graph Tech. And then I'm going to, I think, get a standing desk here. That was what I was saying last, I think, in my video, was I really have been wanting a standing desk really badly. And since I don't have to buy a table for the Graph Tech, I think I might be able to squeak in one of the standing desks. I found one on Amazon for like 160 bucks, which is way better than I thought I could get one for. And the whole thing goes up and down. And has good reviews. I can use my walking pad in here, which is currently in our bedroom because I didn't have room while they were doing the fixing things, the ceiling. So I think I want to get one of those. And I've been waiting till they're done with the ceiling to order it from Amazon because I didn't want to come and then just like have no room for it. And I need to get this out back to my office. So this, like I said, will go there. We'll pull out the table out of the closet and I'll see if I can put it together here. I'm sure I can put together myself. And then I think I'm gonna order the white table for over here. And then, so over there, right, we have like my printers. I have my foil printer and my regular printer, and there's another printer down below there. And I have this, we've had this forever. This was before it was an office. This like cubicle thing from Target, like, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but there's like 4 squares. It's like a shelf system for baskets, and we have like our workout stuff in here. And I have some planner stuff over on this side now because I moved all the workout stuff over there because I moved into here. And I have my printers, they barely fit up there. And I have like a picture up top. And I'm thinking like I don't need this now because I'm thinking we're gonna have to consolidate workout stuff to maybe whatever fits in here, and just like consolidate that. My planner stuff, I'll figure that out. But I'm thinking about putting the printers underneath my table. So the table for the Graph Tech has like metal bars, like the dining table has metal bars going down the middle and like from each leg down the middle. I don't know. It has like a support system underneath. And so I was thinking if I get a plywood board to put underneath there and then cover it with like contact paper or something, maybe I could fit my printers down there to consolidate all that area, and that would free up this space so it's not so cluttered over here. Because I'm trying to like keep things like more organized and less cluttered. It's kind of my goal, and have everything kind of like consolidated and minimalist where I can. Just to kind of keep this room open and feeling nice, like feeling good when I walk in. So I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna look at doing that, although that would cost me more money, obviously. But they just barely fit on there anyways. And I also have another printer that needs to be like put somewhere, so which I think I have to have it fixed because it's been having issues. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So that's what I've been thinking so far for this room. This back here is just a bathroom. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. This is the current setup dynamic plan. So I think what I'm about to do this morning, I'm gonna eat some breakfast because I haven't had breakfast yet. It's still pretty early though. It's only 8:30, and then I'm gonna move this table to that side, I think. I need to probably pull out that table and see how long it is, because if it would fit over there, that would be quite nice. But it just doesn't really make sense to have it there. Just isn't as cute of a setup as like the table with like the silhouettes. They're a little bit cuter looking, you know what I mean? They just look a little cuter, but it would be nice to have everything in that corner. I'll have to pull out the table and see first, maybe see how long it is, because I can't remember, but I think it's pretty long. I think it's pretty dang long, so we'll do that. But first I'm gonna eat some breakfast. This camera really does bad in low light, so I do apologize for that. And then I also have like wall art to hang back up in here, so we'll figure out where that's gonna go. But for breakfast today, I made some overnight oats yesterday. Day before yesterday? I don't know. I made some overnight oats, and they're actually so good. So I found this recipe I was looking for ones that were the same as the Trader Joe's overnight oats because I actually really like theirs, like their vanilla ones and stuff. I found on Reddit, surprisingly, maybe that's unsurprising, I don't know, an overnight oat recipe that was supposed to be like exactly the same. So what I did was, it didn't say do this part, but I did it. I blended up the oats a little bit in my small, like I have a small little food processor. I blitzed up my oats a little so they weren't like solid whole oats, because I don't think the Trader Joe's one is solid whole oats. I don't like chewing on solid whole. And then I put in some chia seeds into it, and then I took into my Vitamix blender, I took a 1 date per, I feel like I need to give you the quarter cup of oats per serving. So I ended up doing like a whole cup of oats I blitzed up. I just added a sprinkle of chia seeds in each one, probably like half to a tablespoon, somewhere half tablespoon. Then I added a dollop of almond butter into each one. And then in the Vitamix blender, I put in 1 date per container, like per serving. So I used 4 dates. I think I might add in one more 5 just for a little extra sweetness. And then I added in almond milk, and I think it was like half a cup per serving. So I added in 2 cups of almond milk, yeah, that's what it was. And then I added just like a splash of vanilla extract, and I think that was it. And I blitzed that up until all of the dates were all combined. And if you don't have like a high power blender, I would recommend maybe soaking the dates for a little bit in like hot water just to get them to soften up first, and that will blend a lot easier. And then, oh, a sprinkle of cinnamon as well into the blender. Maybe I did it. Yeah. Oh no, I sprinkled a little into each container of cinnamon, and I think that was it. And I just poured a half a cup of that. It ended up being a little bit more than half a cup, but half a cup into each container, and then I'm just gonna spread out whatever's left of the liquid. I just made sure I mixed it really well with like a little fork. I kind of like whisked it like I would whisk eggs to make sure the chia seeds are all broken up and it's like everything is coated. And then I just popped it in the fridge overnight, and they're so good. Oh, because you also have to break up the almond butter as well when you're whisking it. You can use any kind of nut butter you wanted. You could use peanut butter if you wanted. You don't have to use cinnamon. You could use different flavorings to like mix it up. So it's so good too. Like, it's so good. I love this texture for oats. And I used to hate overnight oats, but then once I tried the Trader Joe's ones, I was like, wait, I kind of like this though. Like, I could get behind overnight oats if it's like this. And these are like exactly the same in my opinion. So I probably should add some like banana on top or something for a little bit of fruit. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this and then pull out the table probably and see that situation. And because I need to just at least get these things out of the center of the room so I can kind of start just getting some work done today and start on my to-do list, because I do have stuff to do. Although I love having a table here in the middle of the room. I love it. Maybe one day I'll have like a desk area that's just in the middle of the room. That'd be nice. I could just like design and work off of. I like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna eat, do that, and then I will check back in with you guys when I have more stuff to show. Okay, so here's the table. I pulled it out. Obviously this is like the surface area, so it's quite large, and it kind of fits there, to be honest. So that does fit quite well there. Like I said, it will have an overhang though that's quite large for the paper chute drop. It's quite large, but otherwise it would fit here. The only thing is, those are the legs. The only thing is that right behind the legs is the door radius for our closet here. So obviously our closet comes out to here. So it would have to be further over so we can still open the closet. And I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to having my computer and silhouettes over there, but because I just like having that area to work as prettier, but walking in, it might be prettier to see the computer and silhouettes than that giant thing and have that just tucked away in the corner. So I actually really don't know what to do. I might have to send pictures to Austin and see if he has a preference he thinks might be better. Maybe I'll build the table. It's not that heavy to move around, so if I need to move it around, I can. It just seems like it might be better in a corner, so it just like isn't sticking out into the middle of the room so far, like in the middle of the room, versus having it in the corner just kind of tucked away in that space, and these don't stick out as far then. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. I'm a little bit unsure. So I didn't think it would fit over there, but it would have to move a lot more stuff because I need to double check to see how long that paper chute is. Here's all of the machines sitting out here now in my bread machine, but it's very large, obviously, as I've said over and over. So just larger than I'm used to. And this is the one that picks it up. This is the chute that comes down. Those are gifts from our trip to London and Paris that we still have to like give everybody. But a lot of it's for like Austin's family that we're gonna go see next week. But anyway, so this whole paper chute sticks out. So this whole section hangs off of the table, which is actually not that big. It's for some reason smaller in my mind than I thought. So these are all the pieces. This is why I need such a big table. So I'll build this and see how I like it here. I think that's my next step for today, because I just need to get this all sorted, and there's no point moving everything out to then have to try to move everything around again. I'm just gonna do it while everything's already moved. So I'm gonna get to work on putting this together. Okay, so a little while later, but it is built. It is a beefy table. Like, this is a big old table. So I don't know if it's like picking up like how big it is, but it is takes up this entire corner space. Which is good that it's a huge table because I need to fit the thing on it. But like, seeing it in comparison of how much space it takes up compared to like my little table here, which is hard because like the depth of it is like a little bit off. But like, seeing the width difference, it's huge. It takes up a lot of space. It takes up probably about a third of the room, which is a lot of space. So I did put the bottom bar on it. I honestly, at this point, I don't know if that's really structurally for it or if that's just for like aesthetic, because if it's for aesthetic, I don't really like it. And the bars are not as thick as I thought. So I don't think it could hold up a whole sheet of like plywood with printers on top, to be honest. They're not very secure, and they have the tiniest little screws. So this might just be more aesthetic, and if it is, I'm probably just gonna take this off. And then if I could get like little, maybe, I was looking at clear like acrylic stands for printers underneath to kind of keep the space open, but to have like the printers under there so I can get rid of that big thing, because it's just like so much space being taken up right now. So I'm a little unsure how to like organize things. I do think that this needs to be in this corner though, because having that in the middle of the room would take up so much space. Like, I really wouldn't have much space left. So I think that does need to be in the corner. I'm gonna put the machine on it and see how it fits comparison wise, and see if we really need all this space. It looks really small on camera for some reason, but it's massive. I mean, it's a dining table, right? So it's pretty wide compared to like my desks of what I'm like used to. Like, it is much wider than these, obviously. So I think we'll try, I think I'm gonna move the machines onto the big graphite cutting machine on here and check it width-wise to see if it's right. It's probably like just about right. When I measured, it was like perfect. So that's probably just what it's gonna have to be. But it looks nice, it's just very large. So I'm gonna get the Graphtec and move it in here and see how that looks. So I was gonna set up, and it looks like, so this will have to hang off this much, off the back. So obviously I'm gonna have to move some of this stuff out of the way. So which means the machine would go back a little bit more. And then this would also hook up onto it. I think I have to double check. So I have quite a bit of space left over there. So let me set this down so I don't keep holding this up until I figure out how to put it together. Okay, so that's the setup a little bit. This is all gonna move down maybe like an inch, so not much, which leaves me with quite a lot of space over here. I think width-wise, this does fit appropriately. It's hard because I feel like I could do it like maybe an inch or two on each side, a little bit smaller, so that way like I could maximize the space in here, but it's not enough to cause me to look for something else. Also, I do wish that this was shorter. I know I need room for my computer, but I feel like I could just set it like here. Like, it's not a big computer. And I wish I didn't have like all this extra space here. I'm sure I'll find a use for it, but I don't know. This is what I did with the Silhouette towers. Like, we built this tower so it would have like minimal space around it in between them. So it was like the optimum space, in my opinion, for me for storing these. Sorry, you can't even see. So that way it takes up as little space as possible, because all the other solutions I found, it took up so much space to store them, like the different storage solutions to have them running in. But we built this so that way everything would be maximized, minimize the amount of space that this whole Silhouette section needs to take up. So everything is just the size it needs to be, not a lot more, not too much extra. It has enough extra for the cords to fit as it sticks out here. It's deep enough just to fit the sheets as they feed out the back. And like that is what keeps it like so compact. And so that's why we built this, because, oh my gosh, my hair's crazy. That's why we built this, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't taking up a lot of space. Like I wanted as least space taken up as possible, you know what I mean? So it's the most efficient use of the space. And I was hoping to do something for this as well, because this is so large. Every little bit of space counts when you have a really small office, and having furniture that is minimalist and like fits really super close. Sorry about that. I'm like trying to hold this better here. Let me angle it a little better. Having as little like extra space as possible for around these things really adds up in the overall space you have in the room. So I really was hoping for something a little bit more compact around the machine, so I wouldn't have so much extra space. But this isn't gonna work for now. I think this is a great solution. I just need to get over it. It's just very large, and I just need to get over it. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna set up these, so let's drag them over to the other side over here against this wall and the desk and see how that looks. Okay, so here are some options I'm thinking about here. So this was originally, well, not even originally, these were gonna be over there, and then this machine was gonna be here, which I still think that this is a better use of the space. To have that machine in that corner, because I think that as much as I liked having that in the corner just tucked away, I just feel like this sticks out so far. Like I said before, it'll be weird. So I kind of started brainstorming a little bit though, because it's just like a lot. Like it's just, this feels cluttered to me. Like this is a little overwhelming. I feel like on the camera it looks like a lot more space than there is, but like it's just very, like there's just a lot happening in here that's just very like cluttered looking to me. So I don't know, I have some ideas here. This is like a very radically different idea. Obviously we still have the couch in here too, which maybe that'll help if I pull that out, but I have a radically different idea which would require a lot of things but it would really consolidate space. So obviously this desk is really long. I was going to get a standing desk to replace the length of this. Oh, you can see me in the mirror. That was like 48 inches, but they also had an option for one that was 40, I believe. And I was gonna get 48 just because it was about the same length as this currently, and I liked having all the space. But then I thought about it and I was like, I like having all the space, but like I just like collect things on my desk when I have that much space. I don't necessarily need that much space. I would just put less stuff on my desk, which I would like. And then, so if I had a 40-inch desk, right? Okay, bear with me here. This is a little bit, a lot. If I had a 40-inch desk, I can move this over more. So like I said, this is just like a wood thing from Target, right? So it's just like a wood cat, like whatever, pocket thing that just collects clutter, which is, this is just a nightmare. So I want to get this all cleaned up. Maybe pull out our workout stuff and put it elsewhere or something, or disguise it better in here. Maybe get bigger baskets that I could put my supplies into so they're just fully covered. That would be great. And then move my printers, and I have a printer down here, move all the printers to something under this table. So I'm gonna ask Austin if this is like a, like, is this required to have this? Is this like for support, or is it decoration? I feel like it's decoration because it's the tiniest little screws and they don't even properly screw in all the way. Like there's gaps in between a lot of the different things. Like they're not even really connected with it. So I feel like it could just be looks, because when we've rebuilt this table to use it for like Christmas dinners and stuff, we didn't put this on there and it's been absolutely fine. It's not been rickety at all. We've had no issues with it. So if I can remove that, you know, I just put it all on. If I can remove that and get like some way to store printers under there, I can move the printers under there, right? This would actually fit under there. So now I don't know if I'll have room for all of the printers in that. That's something I need to look at. But if I could get this all cleaned up here, remove the printers up here, put my computer stuff over here, because all I really need is my computer on here. Like the other stuff I have on my desk are just like cute pens and stuff, and I had decorations over here. I don't even know like what, oh, this is the cap for this. And like this was like a little thing for some wax melts when I was making wax melts. I have like one of my candles. Like I just have stuff that like I just don't need here. It was just decoration because I want to make this desk cute, right? But if I can move the computer here, move this all over, the Silhouette Tower would actually fit right here. I'm a little nervous having it so close to the door because I like to keep the door open for fresh air and circulation. And I'm a little nervous about having like moisture with the machines near it. But we also don't get rain that much, honestly. Like we're in Southern California, we're doing rainy season right now, but we don't normally get much rain. So I'm not too worried about it. And I keep my printers here and I've never had an issue. So if I put my Silhouette Tower here, move this over, get a smaller standing desk, I have my computer here, get some bins for this to clear this up and like take out the stuff I don't need. So this will be additional storage, which would be really nice to store more stuff for like paper. I can store all my paper in here. Well, actually I currently have all of my paper in here, but in here it doesn't all fit. So like I can fit one ream of paper in here at a time, which really doesn't make much sense, but I could have extra storage for paper and more stuff like that. So then this would be like, I can just kind of like stand here, work on this stuff, send it to the silhouettes, and this is just like my cutting station. And then I'll move the picture probably. Maybe I'll hang it up or something. I don't know what I'll do with the picture, but I really like it. So we'll use it somewhere, maybe somewhere else in our house. I don't know. And then I'll have that other standing desk next to it so I can sit there and work or stand, because I really don't work at this desk. Like I will sit here and edit while I'm like doing I'll edit videos while I'm doing cutting, but like I'm really not sitting for very long because then I'm upstanding cutting stickers again. And I'll still have my chair at this desk anyways. So I could just pop over and sit right next to it, you know, if I really need to. And I'm thinking that that might be a solution. Although that means I need to take this to the office and I need to do something with this because I don't have room for this then either, unless I just left it as an open area over here. But if I got rid of that, I could put the couch back over here and it's like consolidated here. And I love the idea of my manufacturing areas to be consolidated, like just the bare minimum of what I need to be perfectly functional, executional. Like it just, not bare minimum, I guess is the wrong word. I just want it to be as minimal as possible. Like it just, everything that I just need to have it run, function, clean, perfect, do all that, especially because I won't be using these as often anymore, hopefully, now that I have this. I'm planning on just using these for foil and like icons, so I wouldn't be cutting that often anymore. So having a whole cutting station here just doesn't necessarily make sense. But I don't want to get rid of this table because it is a really nice little table. I think the legs screw off and it's really small, so I might be able to just store it in our side closet over here. And then I have room to take that one to my office because that's where it came from. So I'm thinking I might try that out, which is like radically different than what I thought I would do. But I love the idea of just having that just all simple, clean, and it like, I feel like it'll be more minimal than I ever even had it in here. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, because this is not like super wide, but the computer is also not super wide. And I have this for it to sit on, which is not on right now because I was moving it. And so it will all fit like right underneath it. So that would work perfectly there. So we'll see. I'm gonna just play around with this a little bit and keep you guys posted. Hi, from future editing Jessica. I'm missing a large clip of footage here, so it kind of just skips now. So I want to explain a little bit of what happened between that, like the footage got missing, or went missing, I don't know, it disappeared. So I got the Silhouette Tower set up over here, and I also got my computer set up and it all fits. So you'll see that kind of in the clips coming up. Also, I realized I really don't like the table over here for the cutter, so I am starting to look at other options as to a smaller, more like clean looking table, so it doesn't take up as much space and is more minimalist, and I can just have more room in here. So that is where we're gonna pick up from now. Okay, so this is the table I'm looking at from Uline. It's just like a simple folding table, 36 by 36, which I need, I think it was 33 by 33 I needed. I was looking at 34 by 34 was like the main one. It's also like a Webstront store, which is the funniest name to me. They have a really good deal for mailers. I like getting mailers from them as well. They just take a while to get to you. They also had this one. It's a little bit smaller, 34 by 34, which would be perfect, but their shipping takes a while, and Uline would be next day, and they end up being the same price when you include shipping. So Uline shipping's, oh my gosh, Uline shipping is not free. I always thought it was free for some reason. Why did I think that? It's not free, so I actually need to double check, because this would be quite a bit cheaper then, but it just would take like maybe a week to get to me versus like next day, and I can get things set up, so it might be worth whatever it costs to have it shipped, because it wouldn't be that much. So I feel like that would work really well over in that space in that corner to help brighten it up with having the white table top, and I just think it'll look nice. The standing desk I got also has a white tabletop and white table legs, so, and it's on casters, so it can roll, which is nice for if I want to move it around at all, I can. But I like the idea of having like a smaller table over there, that corner, and then I'll figure out something with printers and stuff to make that work. So it definitely is a big shakeup. It's weird in here. It's so different. Like, I don't know. It's just strange, but I need to get my other, my Jessica Hart sign up there as well. But I think Austin has to hang that for me because it's too tall for me to lift up there. So this is the update for now. I don't know. I'll show you when I make more progress. Maybe if I get the baskets today and like organize everything, I'll show you that progress. This is where we're at right now. It's literal chaos and mayhem, and I'm just tired of it. I even pulled out all the workout stuff. For the most part, this is also workout stuff, but I just need to figure out if there's anywhere else for that to go or if it would fit in the baskets. But yeah, I need to figure out what to do with that. I need to figure out what to do with this tower that holds my paper right now, or some of my paper, and the printers. That's kind of the next task. I really just want this stuff like out so I can just put this back over to where it's supposed to go. And yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if it's too chaotic, I could also just put this outside, obviously, and just, like I said, put the cushions in the spare closet. But there's just not a lot of room, and I just really want to keep this nice because I like going and sitting out there, but I hate spiders, and we get a ton of spiders on our balcony. We're right by a bunch of trees and where they build all their webs, and they will build webs through this, and it will just be annoying because we don't have a hose to hose anything off without there on the balcony. It just gets to be a pain. We can use a brush, but it's just a pain. So anyways, this is the current situation set up, and it's chaotic, but I think it will work nice. It's just a lot, and I just need to get things clean lines and like clean view of things, and I think that will help me feel a little bit more at ease with it. Okay, so just for the purposes of demonstration to see if this is actually something similar to what I'd want, I found this like blanket that was just in our apartment. So I put it over the things here. Nothing's plugged in, so don't worry. It's kind of made me anxious that all of those are dangling down on top of the cords. Nothing's plugged in here. But I was thinking of getting a piece of fabric that was trimmed to actually fit this properly on the front, so there's no like side overhangs, and use some Velcro to strap to stick to it, that it can like stick to itself, to put on the inside. So I just want to kind of get a feel for what it would look like. This looks a little weird and a little spooky, but I like the blank slate, and I also like the light color because I feel like it reflects and adds more light into here, which is nice. So here's what I found on Amazon. I'm looking at this like linen fabric, and it's a large sheet of it, and I can just cut it down. It might have some frayed ends, but I don't really care to cut it down to the size of that. And then to also, here are the Velcro strips that I was thinking of maybe getting to put along the top of the tower. So to put a strip along the top and along the bottom, and so I just cut this to fit it, and I can just stick it up over things and then just peel it off when I'm ready to cut stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I do think it looks better. I think like once things are all like kind of put away and organized here, and there's less clutter and like doodads and knickknacks around, I think I'm gonna like this better. I think that I feel calmer already. So I like this idea. I just wanted to do like a makeshift just to kind of see if I liked this idea-ish-esque. Or if it was just, it looks creepy because it looks like creepy, spooky hanging like that, but that won't be obviously the fabric I use. And I think I like that. I feel like that feels good. I also just ordered that table from Uline. It should be coming tomorrow for that corner. It just gets so dark back there. So I think that white tabletop of the folding table will be perfect. It's the 36 by 36. That'll fit perfectly on it. I measured it out, and this will actually also fit right next to it. Oh, but then I just realized that the paper tray has to hang down. I don't know what I was thinking there. So maybe I'll have the paper chute hanging out the opposite side, actually over here. since it is a square table, it doesn't matter. I'll probably do that and then have this right next to it, and I can put one of the printers on top of that, and then I should be able to fit the printers underneath the other table. I just need to get like a little shelving thing, and I think I actually have one at my office that will work. It looks like there's like a dot on my lens. Is it right there? Sorry about that. I'll try to clean that off. But I should be able to fit both printers underneath if I find the right shelving kind of thing. And I do have some shelves from my old silhouettes at the office, like old shelves from these silhouettes before I built my silhouette tower. That might actually fit them perfectly, so that'd be great if that would work. So I think that's the plan. We'll have the square table over there, it hanging off over here. That will be next to that. This table gets the caboot. That table will get the caboot, aka just into our closet. And then the walking table will come on not tomorrow, but the day after, and then that will be set up here, and we can kind of get things organized here. So I think that's the plan now. I think this is it going forward. It should be a little bit less chaotic, and then I think this will fit over here, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, it should fit because this won't be it. This is 36 inches wide, so the table will not be sticking out any further than that. We just have the tray that will just stick out, and then that can just go tucked in right there next to it. I can move the plants over. That'll be fine. And that should work. So that will probably be the end of the vlog today. My battery's flashing at me for getting my office together. I'm just gonna be working on designing the rest of the day. It's already 2:30, but I have to design. My whole day was supposed to design, and I just spent it doing all of this. So I will probably update maybe tomorrow when I get the table, and then maybe the day after as well when I get the lifting table, so you kind of just see how it turns out. I want to show you guys the end product in here. That's the goal. So I have to figure out where the artwork's all going to go to and hang up in here. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. Until then, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Morning. It is now Thursday, and my table was delivered yesterday from Uline. I have to set it up still. This like what's it called, turtleneck thingy, turtleneck. It's just like so large. It's like, I never wear this because it's so large, but it's like 3 or 4 years old. But I'm like, you know what? It's really cloudy and cold today. I'm just gonna wear it. It's also like really long. It's like a sweater dress. Anyways, so I got the table. My standing desk is being delivered today. Okay, my battery died, but this is a while later because I charged it all. And I did the setup. So I've been cutting stickers, you can hear in the background, on my silhouette still, because I've been waiting to set this up, like I said, to start cutting on this and figuring it out. But I think I finally got the setup together. Oh, it looks so much better without that giant table. So I took down the 2 tables that were over there, the giant wood one and then the other white one, and I was able to get them to fit my closet. I took all the legs off and everything, which was annoying because I just built that the other day. But I'll show you what it looks like now because I think it looks so much better. I'm so happy with it. So I was able to fit this couch here. I can also even move it over a little bit more if I wanted. That painting, I think I want to put up there instead of that macrame thingy. It's just really heavy, so I'll need Austin's help to hang it. But I think that would look really pretty there and really like bright and open. So here's what we did. So we got rid of the white table that was here. This was under the white table. This would have fit, I think, under here, but this is perfect to set up. So I have my printer up there, my like laser toner printer, and here I have all my the paper that fits in here and like ink and stuff like that in here. And then over here we have the table from Uline, and it's super sturdy. This like top is so thick, like it is, the whole thing is just this thick. It's so sturdy, which I feel really good about because it holds 300 pounds and this whole setup's 50 pounds total. So I feel good about it because I was a little worried about sitting on the end like that and this table kind of like toppling, but it seems to be really sturdy. I'm also risking putting my printers underneath, so I might ask Austin to be like, because he's better with this stuff, maybe to be like, is this like do you think this is gonna topple or anything? But it feels really sturdy. It's not given any like, doesn't move at all, so when I kind of like shake it a little, so I think that that'll work. And then I have this shoe rack still. I have 2 of these at my other office, and I used to do all my silhouettes in these. So as you can see, there's 1 silhouette I have in the bottom. I used to like stack them up 3, and I had 2 of these on either side of my computer back in my old setup before I built my silhouette tower, and they worked great. They were from Lowe's, like, gosh, I must have got them in like 2016 or something, right after I started my shop in 2015. Like I had to have got them right after then.
and I've had them forever. I don't know if they still have them, but they fit the printers perfectly, which is so great. I may even get another one of these like little printers underneath and just really start ramping up my print speed and everything. Oh, the silhouette stopped. It's so quiet and nice. And then I kind of just put a little bit of the decorations around that I had that were from my other table because, or my other desk, because I just have them around. And honestly, it kind of makes the space a little bit cuter. So I like that. So we have like those little knickknacks. But this is that setup. And then, so we still have the bike here. So here's where we're at right now for this situation. And I like it. And I think that this is kind of where it's going to stay. I might move this over a little bit and move this over a little bit. But my standing desk, like I said, is coming today. And it's shorter than this by 7 inches. So I did get the smaller one. Silhouette tower's over here, which I like. I can even push it back a little bit more, I think, and tuck it over. I just need to start cutting stickers, so I haven't fussed with it too much. And then I got these from Target, these bins, which look so much better. They're like little like reed hyacinth or something, I think they said, bins. So what I'm gonna use these for, it just looks so much better not having all the clutter. And they end up being the perfect size, so I love that. I need to sort out the cords as well. The cords are back behind there. And I need to figure out that situation. That's kind of the only thing I have to figure out still. So in this one though, I decided to put the stickers to cut. These are, so basically what I'm gonna do is when I'm printing stickers, I'm just gonna put them in here and just stack it up of stickers to cut, and I can just keep them in here until it's like time to start cutting. And then I pull them all out, and then they're all out and sorted right now. So these are the ones I've cut so far that I am putting back in here now. So then I can hold all the stickers while I'm cutting them, because before I just stack them up on my desk and there's no room on here to do that. So I was a little worried about that, but this seems like a perfect solution, and it keeps them tucked away, which is good. And then in here I just have a bunch of matte paper because normally I don't have room to store any of these extra ones, because that over there only fits one like ream of paper at a time, which is, I thought I'd fit at least 2, and I didn't measure it, but I thought I'd fit at least 2, and so that's why I got it. But then I got it from Michael's, but it doesn't. It's really not that great. I don't recommend it. It doesn't stay together very well. The drawers don't stay together very well when I pull them out, which is a bit annoying. So I have extra room to put paper in here, because normally I would just leave it in this box sitting in my office in here, just out and around. But this is kind of a nice solution. I'm just not sure how all of these baskets will hold up to that kind of weight though. It's something I'm a little worried about. I might cut out a piece of cardboard to put at the bottom of it. Also, I'm fixing this cord. This was like a last minute plug-in I had to do before I set it all up so I could start using my computer. But anyways, and down in here is just like office stuff. So I have like my paper trimmer. I've got a bunch of like cords for things. I have my like Rode mic down there for you know, all the stuff, podcasting videos, things like that. And then I have a stapler, hole punch, my highlighters, some notepads, just like all of the office-y things I don't really have anywhere else to put are gonna go in here. And then in here are like all my planners and my stickers for my personal use. So these are my inserts I printed from my printable shop, 91 Opal, but they're the personal size ones. And I need to cut them out. Oh, and these are the A5 size ones. I need to cut them out though. So, and here I just have like a bunch of printers, my iPad box, because I always keep my boxes. I don't know, do you keep your boxes? I always keep my boxes for stuff. Apple Pencil, and then just some planners that I'm using like this year, and notebooks and things like that. And stickers, just like some stickers and stuff in here, and all of that jazz. So I'm keeping my like personal planning supplies in here, which will be easy access to grab everything for when I film Plan With Me's at my desk. Let me get up now. Oh, these actually really matched my trash can perfectly, which I need to take out because I've been just throwing away a bunch of trash as I clean out things in here. I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I feel like the space is actually more functional than it was before. I feel like I have more spaces to put things. Like I feel like my printers before were a little haphazard, like balanced on things. They didn't really fit. It was too small for them. And I just feel like I didn't have room for everything before. But now I feel like I have more room for everything, and it just seems more organized and like functional. And I'm really excited for this walking desk. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to figure out somewhere in here to put my walking pad, but I don't feel like I lost space, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like before I was really worried I was gonna lose space because I'm bringing in new tables, I'm bringing like this huge machine, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna lose space in this room now because like where's it gonna go? And I feel like I haven't lost any space at all, which is really surprising. Like I feel like I've just consolidated things and just like
just, I don't know, everything feels like it has like the right size thing for it now, and so I'm maximizing the space in here.
It's here. I got an email that was delivered. I think it was delivered a while ago too, which is surprising. So it's a little bit smaller than I thought it would be because it's not very big, but I think it should be okay. So I cleared off my desk here. Obviously this is a really like long desk, which was nice to work at, to have like a lot of space, but I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna keep a ton of stuff on here, and I think that should really help. So I'm gonna take this desk to my office. They're so light, these ones. I don't think I need to take it apart. I think it'll still fit in Austin's car with the legs on, so I can just put it in the office, because I do have room for it there. So I'm gonna have to just drag this out of this room and then pull the other one in and build that desk, and still kind of keep things cutting while I can. Okay, so I pulled out the top because the box is so heavy with everything in it. I can't carry it all in here. So I'm gonna push it into this area to kind of see what it'll take up. It'll be perfect, honestly, for this space. I'm a little bit kind of like, I like having a really big desk to spread out on, but I think, like I said, if I just have a couple things on it, it'll still feel just as big. So once I opened up and took the top out, I was like, oh, okay. This is like a lot to put together, which makes sense because it is like an electric desk that you like lift up, but there's like a lot of pieces involved. That was literally just a normal car. Like they modified that to be that loud. Like that's just silly to me. Okay. Oh, there's more parts. So this is gonna be like a little bit of a project. So I'm definitely gonna have to take my time with this to get this all built, but I wanna get it built before, like in the next hour or next 2 hours, because I'm gonna keep cutting stickers, but I'm gonna start designing after lunch. So I'm gonna take my lunch from noon to 1 because I need to meal prep some salads. But then after lunch at 1, I'm planning on just spending the rest of the day designing. I was gonna like also do all the office things like in there, like take down the tables, but since I did that while I was cutting stickers, now I'm free to, what are these? To just design the rest of the afternoon, which I really like. I should want to say that this desk has me out here with all of these things. Like these are all the parts in here. Look at all of these. We've got a wrench. We've got Allen wrench. What am I having to build here? They don't really tell you either. They just show you, which I can do, but it's just like it takes a bit more time, and it's like a lot of steps. Like this is a lot for a desk. So yeah, we gotta do a little bit of wiring, a little bit of, you know, all the things. So one step at a time, one step, and just follow that through. Okay, so the desk is done. It only took like about 40 minutes to put together. It definitely was like a piece by piece assembly, but we got it. So sorry, whoops. Okay, so here is the desk. So this isn't lowered all the way, so it's higher than my old one for sure. Probably by like an inch or two, so it's not like crazy higher, but it's definitely higher. And I can raise and lower it obviously now. So I just did it. I just put the stuff on top, so we're gonna see. It's gonna go for a little ride now. And you just push this, and it pauses, but it keeps going. It goes up to like 90 inches or something, which I don't think I'll need it that high, but so we're 84.9 inches right now. And this is it stood up. Came with a little drawer, which is cute, and these are little dividers that you can take in or out, so I could just leave it open for pens. I probably will put some of like my walking stuff in here. Like I have my like a little ankle strap for my ankle for walking, and I have somewhere the remote for my walking pad I'll probably put in here. I'd probably put some like post-its in here, because that'd be nice. Like I got little post-its. I could put little post-its somewhere in here. I think I have a bunch more post-its. So which is really cute. So I like that. And it came with like stuff to do cord management, which was nice. So it's kind of crazy back there, but you don't really see it at all. And especially like even high up, you don't really see it. So we're gonna lower it back down. And it works really well, and I like it so far. So I'm excited to kind of play with it a little bit and keep using it. I think this will be enough space for me to work out of. I just have to keep it obviously like cleaner, like I said. So that I do want to kind of hang up here. This is like has command strips on the back, so I need to like like the Velcro command strip, so I need to probably pull that off. This actually can go in our bedroom because we had one similar to this in there, but it got so bleached out from the sun. So I'm just gonna replace that one with that probably, and then maybe hang up that because I painted it and it just makes me happy and just inspires me. So that is here. That is the desk currently. I might just move it over a little bit actually, because I do still have my trash bin, which I need to empty to fit. And I think I'd rather have it on the outside than the inside because there isn't a lot of room in between it. So maybe I'll just, it doesn't roll super well. So unless you have, I was worried about like being unstable by rolling around. You don't have to worry about that. It's very heavy. It does have locks too. It did also come with the things that aren't rollers, because it is a little bit higher with the rollers. It's like a couple inches higher with the rollers. So I could always swap out the rollers for like just the little pads or whatever on the bottom. I forgot what those are called. They're just like a little, you know, like just a little round foot for the bottom. But since I ordered the wheels, I'm like, well, I'm going to use the wheel. But it's a very heavy desk, so you really can't like wheel it around. But you can see me in the mirror. So that is that. It's all set up in here. I think it's the perfect size. I think anything bigger, while I would have loved to work on it, just really wouldn't have fit here. So this works out pretty well. I kind of miss like having so much more space in between, because they do have to sit in versus my old ones sat like out here on the corner, like the 4 legs. Because they have to sit inside there to like lift the desk, you do lose quite a bit of like foot space, but like I'm also short, so it doesn't really matter. It's just gonna get a little used to it. But I'm excited to like walk on it and like raise the whole thing. That's quite exciting. So that being said, I think we're about done in here. I just need to do, like I said, maybe a couple things with the cords down there. This desk, or this chair still fits underneath, which is good. I was worried about that because it looked a little close. So that still fits. It's a little high, like it's a little bit higher than what I'm used to for my desk, because my chair is fully up. I usually sit on a pillow anyways because it's more comfortable, but it's a little bit higher than I'm used to. So I may, if it becomes a problem, I can just take off the wheels and put the little things on it, and it'll lower it by a couple inches. So we'll see, because it does look a little high for me, because I don't know if you can kind of see better here, like how much higher it is. It's definitely like an inch or two higher than my old desk. So we'll see how that works for me, like work-wise, like designing, if it's going to be too much for like my little arms to reach all the way up there, and then I can just swap out the wheels. It'd be kind of a pain to do that, but I can totally do that. So yes, so that is the setup. Let me step back here. That is set up here. I'm feeling confident about this. All I think it's like cute. I just need to kind of get that picture up there, and then we'll go from there. And then I need to get this set up, obviously, and learn how to use it. So, but I'm going to probably eat lunch now because it's lunchtime, and I need to get back to cutting stickers because I have not gotten even halfway through what I was supposed to get done by 2. So yeah, but it's like 12:30, so I need to get going and make some lunch. So yeah, so that is, I just want to give you guys an update on the desk.
So that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this really long, winding journey of getting my office together. I'm so happy how it turned out. It still looks the same. I'm still loving it. I haven't done anything else, so it was the final viewing of it that you guys saw in that last clip. But I'm loving the standing desk, and I'm having so much fun being able to like walk and stand with it and work, and then like swap out my chair and work while sitting. It's been really nice, and I've been able to sit and like edit videos here as well at the side table. It's worked out great. And then I'm still working on getting that machine set up. Oh my goodness. We worked on it all weekend last weekend. We finally got it all figured out. It literally took like 8 hours just to try to get it set up. And then I just kept running into problems with it. And then the cuts are off, so I have to recalibrate it and like kind of play with it to figure out how to get the cuts to be aligned and do the alignment and everything still. And then hopefully I can kind of get the formats for the new sheets set up and just start cutting normal sheets. I'm gonna work on that this weekend. That's the goal, because I want to get that going. So thank you so much for watching. In the next couple weeks, I think I'm gonna try to do more like plan with me type videos. I have one other video going up about like how I'm organizing my work week now, and then after that I think we'll be plan with me's, because I feel like I've done a lot of vlogs and they're kind of been all over the place. So thank you for bearing with me as I just kind of vlogged moments over the last like couple weeks. And yeah, so thank you again so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye.